You know what's strange? Some of the most aware, emotionally intelligent, and deeply perceptive people didn't learn those skills from books. They didn't sit in classrooms. They didn't meditate for years. They learned it the hard way. They had to. At some point in their life, their environment forced them to adapt, to read people, to sense danger, to predict moods before anything was said, not for success, for survival. And if that sounds familiar, this video is about you, because what you think is just how you are might actually be something deeper, something psychologists are starting to understand more clearly. It's called traumatic intelligence. And no, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your mind was trained under pressure. Think about this. When you walk into a room and before anyone speaks, you feel something, a tension, a shift, an energy most people completely miss. That's not overthinking. That's pattern recognition. Your brain learned early on to scan everything, tone, posture, expressions, because at some point, missing those signals was not safe. So now, you see what others don't. You also feel people deeply. You notice when someone says, "I'm fine," but they're not. You pick up on emotions before people even understand them themselves. That's not weakness, that's hyper-awareness. You learn to feel others because you had to. And here's something even more interesting. When things go wrong, when pressure hits, when everything starts falling apart, you don't panic. You get calm, focused, strategic. While others freeze, you adapt. Because chaos isn't new to you. You've been there before. So your mind learns something powerful, how to operate inside pressure. But it didn't stop there. You think deeply, too deeply sometimes. You replay conversations. You analyze behavior. You try to understand why people act the way they do. And sometimes it feels exhausting. But that didn't come from nowhere. That came from years of trying to understand people who didn't always make sense. You became a student of human nature without even realizing it. Now here's the part most people don't say. These traits were not flaws. They are adaptations, real ones, built over time. But they come with a cost. You became independent because you had to rely on yourself. You don't wait for help. You figure things out alone. You feel things more intensely. Well, music hits harder. Pain feels deeper. Kindness feels rare, but powerful. And trust doesn't come easy because your brain learned early. Not everything that looks safe actually is. So now you filter everything carefully, quietly. And when you do trust someone, it's real, deep, unshakable. But there's one thing that's harder than all of this. Rest, slowing down, doing nothing, being still. Because when everything goes quiet, your mind doesn't. It stays alert. It keeps scanning, like something might go wrong at any moment, even if nothing is wrong. And that's the part no one prepares you for. The intelligence you built to survive doesn't automatically turn off. You have to teach it that you're safe now. And maybe the most important truth is this: everything you've become was not random. The awareness, the empathy, the strength, the way you see the world, that is the result of adaptation, of growth under pressure. But let's be real, that growth had a cost. You didn't choose the environment, you didn't choose the experience, but your brain adapted anyway. And now here you are, stronger, sharper, more aware than most people around you. So the question isn't, why am I like this? The real question is, what are you going to do with it? Because you can let it control you, or you can learn to control it. You can stay stuck in survival mode, or you can turn that awareness into power, into clarity, into purpose. Because the truth is, you're not damaged. You were trained. And now it's time to decide what you become. You survived it. Now it's time to use it.